Water has always been a popular element in sorcery, and community sentiment has always centered around a desire for it to be competitively viable. In Alpha Beta, water was mostly focused on a body of water strategy, which never really took off and just didn't have enough juice to be strong. Enter Arthurian Legends. I think everybody first saw Lugbog Cat and said, oh man, water has a unicorn now, and recognized that this was a game changer and that water could do some mid-range things. But a lot was added around the kitty that took people a lot longer to catch on to and realize it was good. Pond is probably the best ordinary site in AL, and the fact that it's ordinary makes it even better than if it were elite or exceptional because you can put 4 of these into a deck. They're like towers for water, and we know how ubiquitous towers were in Alpha Beta. While Pond is limited in that it only discounts beasts, there are a ton of good beasts that you can play ahead of schedule and get good tempo from. The fact that it ignores Threshold is just icing on the cake. In general, water got a lot of good sites from AL. The water sites from Alpha Beta were pretty bland and didn't do much to affect the realm in a meaningful way, with Floodplain being the exception. Babbling Brook gives water its own quagmire effect, which we know from Alpha Beta is very impactful, and Troll Bridge, which gets compared to Free City and hated on despite working pretty well with water's forced movement strategies. Speaking of, Koi Nixie fixes a lot of the problems with Guile Sirens in that it's a unit who does something right away, at the cost of dying to Violimp. And the Green Knight, who might be a little underplayed, really holds down the fort with 7 toughness and forces enemies into your hazards. Water has always had a massive top end, with great sea monsters dwelling beneath the tides, but rarely has it been able to access these powerful minions due to an inability to hang on in games. Mother Nature proved to be a disappointing method of cheating these behemoths into play, but Shapeshift offers a hastier, more assured way of accessing these minions. A much lower ceiling than Mother Nature, but a much higher floor. Shapeshift can put a great old one directly into play and give it Pseudo charge due to the transform rules, and sometimes that's all you need to win a game. Other uniques, like Mesmerism and Questing Beast, are just generically good in the same vein that Ruler of Thule and Atlantean Fate were in Alpha Beta, and you can put these cards in any deck that can cast them, and it will be better for it. And all of this culminates into water being a much stronger element than it was before. But what do you think? Have the cards I've talked about made water a contending element? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below.